Hey guys, it's Jess, your host for Mondays on the Beaver Bunch, and no, it is not 90 degrees. It's actually sort of chilly, but I told someone that I would show them my tattoos, and I know I've made a video about this before in the past, but it's probably super tough to find under all of the dust and clutter of our previous videos. So this goes to you and whoever else feels like looking at my tattoos. My sleeve, which I'm assuming is probably what this person is really asking about. Flowers, birds, wind on the elbow, some fishes, and fire coming out of what will be someday a Japanese lantern. The whole concept was supposed to be like earth, wind, water, fire, which I think it definitely comes across. I haven't finished it. I do intend to. I just haven't done it yet. I don't know. Yeah, and then I'll probably end up finishing it up around the wrist. And then I also have a tattoo on my leg. It's just a writing thing going down. It's lettering going down the back of my calf. And it says Amor Fati, which is like love of fate and all that good stuff. I thought it was rad. Again, why not just put it on my body? Okay, let's get started. So this girl wrote in, and she is pansexual. She's a freshman in college, and she's pretty feminine as far as like her dress, mannerisms, all that good stuff. Last month or two, I've been feeling the urge to dress up like a guy. She says, I really just want to be perceived as a guy just for a period of time and then go back to my normal self. She doesn't know where the motivation is behind these feelings, but she's sort of wondering if we can give her some advice or maybe just some insight into why she's feeling what she's feeling. Let's see what I can come up with. I apologize if I'm talking fast. I just want to be able to get as much information to you as possible. Ready? Go. Alright, so here's what happened to me. I was 5th grade, maybe. My godmom went to take me out school clothes shopping, and I decided to pick out the most masculine outfits ever in life. This was back in the 90s. She allowed me to express myself this way, and it was the first time in my childhood where I actually felt comfortable in the clothes that I was wearing. I just never really felt like I fit in a dress, and it never felt appropriate on me. It ended up being a phase, not by choice. Middle school happened, high school happened, and I was sort of forced to suppress those feelings of wanting to dress like a guy, to do it like a dude. So what ended up happening to me after high school is I broke up with my first girlfriend, and I started dating someone who was completely not my style, not anything that I would date again. At the time, this girl was what I considered to be like hot butch. She had like a shaved head and baggy everything, and she was like very, very confident and sure of herself. So after she and I stopped dating, I sort of took on, things about her that I really appreciated, and I realized that I didn't want to be with her. I wanted to be her. So I started wearing baggier clothes. I shaved my head, and I just really started to explore myself and how I wanted to be perceived by the world. I think it's very similar for a lot of people. I mean, obviously I can only speak for myself, but as far as my friends' experiences, they also went through a huge transformation from about 19 to 23. But for me, that was definitely a period of figuring out how I wanted to look, and where I felt most comfortable. And it hasn't really changed. I've always been sort of somewhere in the middle. I'm not super masculine, and I'm not super feminine. And I think that's just something that we experience. I mean, there are some people that definitely, their whole life they're feminine, and they never really have the urge to, to dress like a guy or to explore that side, which is cool. That's fine. It's all about your comfort level. But for you, I mean, it seems like you're in a position, you're a freshman in college, and that's a huge factor. I mean, consider the fact that you were in high school and you were surrounded by, or you were forced to be a part of a population that you didn't have a choice. When you enter college, you're surrounded by new people, completely different demographic, and perhaps this is when you feel like you can change it up a bit and be a little bit different than how you have been. So that might answer you as far as why these things are happening now. My advice is to let it happen. Be super open about it. If you want to, they're just clothes, but I definitely can understand how they make you feel. So express yourself, see what it's like to dress up the way that you really want to dress in public. Go do something that you would do with your friends and just see how it makes you feel. I think this is a really important part of the growing up process, and who knows, you're allowed to change. You're allowed to deviate from how you've been your whole life, and that's just that's a part of growing up and being in your 20s and figuring everything out. So I hope that you are able to do that, and I wish you all the best of luck in everything. And I'm curious to see, has anybody else sort of gone through this? Have you guys dealt with this? And what advice would you give for someone who is currently going through this? That's it. That's all she wrote. Sorry it's so freaking long, but gosh, this is a tough one. I hope the rest of the beavers, I'm gonna hand this over to them so that they can give a little bit more insight. I gotta catch my breath, kids. All right, see you next Monday.